Hey everyone, Koa here. So I'm in Michigan right now. I had a collaboration with another fisher here fall through. Life just happened. So I already have a campground for 3 nights. I'm just gonna do a species diversity profile here, and I'm gonna share what fishes I find with y'all. Call it a mini adventure. For the last 2 months, I've been working in the Midwest and, of course, doing some fun field work during that time. Now I'm heading back to Virginia with this northerly detour in Michigan. And I'm just going to do what any biologist fascinated with fishes does with some free time. Go find myself some aquatic beauties. I'll start by seeing what species of fishes inhabit the nearby creeks of this lake with some microfishing, as well as using the nets for minnows.
I think I'm going to try out some of my size 22 nymph hooks. So what I've got is this little size 22 Umpqua. It's a straight eye this time. I'm going to try that out. And I like using these lead free. They're kind of made of like a sand, so they'll biodegrade as my split shots, because in the creeks I need some weight to take down the bait a bit. Also it sort of acts as an indicator. And it's just about using the ittiest bit of worm. So it really helps to have scissors.
This is pretty cool. This is a darter. This is maybe an Iowa darter. We can see a broken lateral line. That white stripe kind of just stops there. Darters are really hard to ID because there's so many, and I'm not really familiar with what's up north here. But all those black spots are not its typical patterning. That is fluke disease or black spot disease. Those are fluke larvae that have been covered by black cysts, and so what happens is these flukes are flatworms. A bird will come and eat the fish, then those larvae will mature in the bird's intestine and they will lay eggs in there. The bird will poo. Eventually those larvae will get into snails. They'll mature a bit more. They'll leave the snails, get into the fish, and then the fish's body is an immune response will cover them in black. So that's why you get those black cysts. So this fish is covered. I see that a lot in Wisconsin when I'm up there on fishes. Pretty cool though. So I mean, just in this little pool right here in this creek, you know, there's some riffles, some runs. There's a little pool right there, kind of in that run. it's very diverse. I think I pulled up 4 different species in 10 minutes right there. A lot of people don't realize that these little creeks actually have a lot of biodiversity, even as it just pertains to fishes, not to mention all the other insects. You've got decapods, your crawdads, you've got snails, mussels. There's a whole bunch going on in there. It's pretty cool.
I'll have to get it in the tank. Get the fins out. Definitely got a punctate lateral line. Some darters ended up in my net. Looks like a Johnny. Looks like Johnny. So I'm pretty sure this is a Johnny darter. Not sure if tessellated or even out here. And I think it has a leech on its tail. So I hope this guy out by getting that one off. There we go. We'll even let the leech live. But it's got to find a new host. Oh. And we almost died. Hey, you're both free. Got creek chubs, western black-nosed dace, bluegill. Back. So it's been a good day here at the creek. I don't know, what did we get? Like 8 species? Actually, I did 2 creeks here off this lake. But I'm getting hungry. I'm gonna go back to my camp. I think it's 3/4 mile that way. Try and catch some dinner before dark. Otherwise, it's ramen. That's such a beauty for pumpkins.
Alright, so I didn't get my dinner. Technically I did. I caught a few big pumpkin seed, but I let them go because I was catching so many little bluegill. I felt the pumpkin seeds needed a chance to catch up on that population dynamic. I didn't get a single bass. Didn't feel like filleting 25-inch bluegill. But I'm going to take this opportunity to clean this bag. Oh, it still smells bad. I already cleaned everything out in the creek today. What happened was, during my last hurrah in Illinois, I was going for catfish using raw chicken. I left the chicken in that bag. It boiled in my car for days. Juice just spilled out on everything. But that last hurrah in Illinois, I caught an interesting catch. I caught a northern softshell turtle, about 20 pounds. It was a very good fight, interesting fight. Definitely wasn't going for a turtle. It got snagged in the back of the leg and just fought like hell. But I was teaching on that pond. I was fishing that pond because I was teaching Ace how to use a method lead for carp on that pond. He ended up getting his personal best catfish, a 29-inch, 12-pound channel cat. So after I learned there were some nice cats in there, I went back to that pond, caught the exact same catfish. You can tell by a spot on the side of the Maristids, and that's why I went back again. And then I ended up catching a big turtle. And never forget the chicken bait in your bag because it'll stink for days. So I'm going to get a fire going and smoke clean this bag.
Alright, so I just decided to come to the Grand Rapids River here in Ionia. It's close to my camp. I'm just going to multi-species fish. In Michigan, you're going to have 3 lines out, so I'm going to have 2 planted for cats. Then I'm going to cast around for panfish, pike, whatever else wants to hit. I'll be switching out. I brought a lot of different gear today. On a bad note, I just tweaked one of the discs in my back, lifting my pack up. It's an old hockey injury. Seems like every year it comes back, gets me at some point. Be a little painful today. Oh my goodness. This is a great fight. I bet it's Bream Badness right there. I got my 2 catfish poles sitting and waiting. I just started throwing the shadow wrap. And I'm not getting any big fish following it, but I'm getting plenty of little ones. I think I saw a northern sunfish, which makes sense because there's some weeds right here, and they love the vegetation along these rivers. So I'm gonna actually switch over to the micro rig and try to pick up a northern. So good. I brought a bunch of these size 10. So these will get some of the bigger northern sunfish. They don't get much bigger than 5 inches, so this will only target the bigger ones still. Take it. What do we got? That's just a pumpkin seed. That's a northern. Bluegill, not a northern. So no get takers on the catfish rigs. I can't throw any more big lures. My back is worse than I thought. The disc really slipped and I'm in a lot of pain and it's swollen up, so I can't even stand up straight. So I'm sort of done tossing the bigger lures. I've thrown on a size 18 downward eye hook right now. I'm gonna try to just pull up a northern, one of the smaller specimens, because they gotta be here. I'm catching pumpkin seed and bluegill, and usually the northern will be schooling or shoaling with those guys. So this is my new fishing position. Keeps my back comfortable. I had to run to the store to get some Aleve. Normally I don't buy painkiller, but I'm in a lot of pain. I was gonna go to a different spot here in Michigan today, but you know, I need to be practical. So I came back here, so I moved up the river just a bit closer to the parking lot. I got some catfish rigs in now and see if I can get some dinner. If not, you know, that's cool. I just don't want to move too much. There's a hybrid. Looks like a green gill.
Camp's packed up. I'm about an hour and a half east of the campsite. I gotta head to Ohio today. I'm near Ann Arbor right now. I found a spot on the map, a creek near a parking lot, only about a quarter mile. The slip disc in my back is really hurting. Last night was hard to sleep, but it's not gonna stop me from fishing. Why I'm stopping again is I just feel I need to catch northern sunfish in Michigan. I've gotten them in Wisconsin, Ohio, Illinois. I can't leave Michigan without getting a northern sunfish, so I'm gonna see what this creek has to offer today.
Something like that looks nice. There's vegetation, there's scattered logs. Looks like it's calm back there. Should be able to pull up a left in it. See what happens. Let's drop it in. Oh, I even see left mid right now. Take the bait. Oh, he took it. Got it. It's a bluegill though. No, it's not. It's a pumpkin. That is a little rock bass. Northern sunfish, Lepidus peltsacis. It's just this little hole, you know, pumpkin seed, bluegill, rock bass, northern. Keep fishing the little holes.
I mean, really what separates from first glance a pumpkin seed from a northern is the amount of red and orange in the median fins there. Pumpkin seed will rarely ever have a red like that. Sometimes they'll have a darker orange, but the pumpkin seed also doesn't quite get the blue spotting like this. Underwater it seems so, but not on the northern. You get them out. So I'd love to get the dip or the seine net in here, but Michigan has some really strict rules because they have trout and salmon protected streams and bodies of water, and I just don't feel like dealing with that right now. Plus, I didn't bring the gear with my back hurting the way it is. A lot of cool species here, though. I'd say, you know, went from coming to Michigan on the expectation of a collaboration that just fell through. But you know, that's life. Life happens. Things come up for people that are out of our control. I got an opportunity to find a lot of cool fishes. I think I learned a lot. I hope you learned some, or just enjoyed the little mini adventure. All right, I got to get to Ohio, 5.5 hours. Well, I got my catfish dinner in Ohio. Got some sunfishes there as well. I also got a 6-pound common carp that hit on a size 10 micro gap. A little chunk of a worm. I was just going for bait fish. That was a fun little fight. I am back in Virginia, finally, after 2 months. I've been working out in the Midwest for the last 2 months. I'm actually in the parking lot of Cabela's right now. That's what that is behind me. See that? Yeah, so I gotta restock on some stuff. And then I might actually go home, or... You know, I think I'm gonna go fishing before I go home. Fish responsibly and good luck. You know, I have not showered in 6 days, so I hope they don't kick me out. We'll find out.